We can't even keep 10 simple commandments he gave us to follow. But if you're a Christian, aren't you glad that this almighty, powerful God calls us his children? And similar to how Moses went up the fiery mountain as a mediator between God and the people, aren't you glad that we have a mediator named Jesus Christ who loves us so much that he took the wrath of God the Father on himself so that we can be saved and have a loving relationship with this awesome God? And if you're not a Christian, what are you waiting for? Give your life to God already. Okay, so what exactly is this final piece of evidence, you might be asking? It has to do with something that we spoke about at the beginning of this video. The Bible clearly says that before God called Moses back to Egypt, he was living in the land of Midian as a shepherd tending his father-in-law Jethro's sheep, which, as we already discussed, was in this region here. But look at where specifically the Bible says Moses found the burning bush where God spoke to him, the mountain of God. This is the same title given to Mount Sinai. In other words, the same mountain God appeared to Moses at the burning bush while he was tending his flock in Midian is the same mountain God brought Moses and the people to when he gave them the 10 Commandments.
That if Moses started out in Midian when he was with his Jethro's flocks, his father-in-law, if he was tending sheep, he probably would have been in that area in Saudi Arabia, not gone over the top of the Gulf of Aqaba and into the Sinai Peninsula, which is what the argument is.
It doesn't seem likely that Moses would have taken his sheep out of their usual grazing territory to a dry desert. This makes it unlikely that Mount Sinai is located here, and makes it more likely that camp number 2 is correct about the location of Mount Sinai. This also means that the parting of the sea most likely happened here, and it would have been massive.
And that's what I thought when I stood out there and was looking at this, and I realized if God chose this place for a miracle, it would have been amazing, because it would have to have been, several thousand feet of water standing on end as the Israelites went down, through to the other side. And then some people would say, well, not even God could part water that deep. So I find that humorous, because if he created the heavens and the earth, I don't think that's a problem.
God did a ton of miracles through the life of Moses.